Hey, this is Will from Paxis Trading. Many people struggle to trade a gap up after a company reports good earnings. Oftentimes, people get trapped chasing the gap up and lose a ton of money. In today's video, I'm going to go over the basics of support and resistance. And then I'm going to show you exactly how we trade Lulu in this scenario using a very simple support and resistance strategy and ended up making over $25,000 right at the top of the run. It is so simple that even a new trader can do it. Stay till the end. I will also share 2 important tips that would help you use this strategy better. But before we start, please hit the like and subscribe buttons and turn on notification so you will never miss any of my future videos. Let's get started. So what is support and resistance? Support and resistance are 2 fundamental concepts in technical analysis. But before we get into the definitions of support and resistance, we need to understand why a stock goes up and down. There are many reasons, but to simplify it, a stock goes up when there are more people wanting to buy it than to sell it. If you have substantially more buyers, the stock will rocket or to the moon, as we often say it on Wall Street. No, we don't say it like that. We call it ripping or ripping your face off. Now, what happens when there's more sellers than buyers? It goes down. Simple enough? Support is where there are more buyers than sellers, so the stock takes a pause from going lower. Resistance is where there are more sellers than buyers, so the stock stops going higher. Let's take a look at a chart to visualize everything. Here is the daily chart for the stock U. You can see that it bounced every time when the stock dropped to 31.8 because there were more buyers there than sellers, and it pulled back whenever it hit around 47.12 because it's the opposite. There were more sellers than buyers. These are the definitions of support and resistance. Now you may ask, why should I care? You should care because support and resistance create trading opportunities with a higher success rate. When a stock breaks below its support, the demand and supply balance has changed. Buyers are no longer there, and there are more sellers than buyers now, so the stock will likely continue to go down. When you break above the resistance, very similar. The sellers are gone. There are more buyers than sellers now, so the stock will likely to continue to go higher or rip your face off. There's no guarantee, but there is a good probability. Here's what many people don't know. When a resistance got flipped, it often turns into a support. And when a support got broken, it often turns into a resistance. Remember this one. You will find out why it's important later in the video. So there you have your support and resistance 101. Let's dive into our Lulu trade this week. Lulu had a fantastic earning. It gapped up the next day, but unfortunately, it got non-stop selling the entire day. So people who bought it here, or here got completely trapped. But is it really that bad? No. Notice where the selling stopped? It stopped right here at the support area, which was previously the resistance. What's more important, we got a trading range here between 310 and 330. These 2 were the levels I was watching. I would go long if it breaks above 330 or go short if it breaks below 310. On Wednesday, Lulu broke above the 330 resistance, and that's when we got those 335 calls. When it broke above and retested the next resistance around 336, we really stepped on the gas and added more calls. Now, I knew that 354 was going to be a strong resistance. I talked about it in one of my daily market update videos. You need to subscribe to my channel so that you can get those daily update videos as soon as I post them, and you will know exactly what was going on in the market on the day and what to look for the next day. How did I find that 354 level? Here's pro tip number 1. You need to look at multiple time frames. On the daily chart, you can clearly see that 354 was a resistance where Lulu kept getting rejected. And it was also where it broke down and flushed. You will not see this if you only use small time frames like 5 or 15 minutes. And see where it was rejected again on Friday? 354. It could not close above that level at all on the hourly. That was exactly when I sent out the alert to the group to take profits. So we pretty much sold at the top of the run. Could it go higher next week? Of course it could. But I make 10 grand on Wednesday, 6.5 grand on Thursday, and almost 8 grand on Friday. That's 25 grand from just one stock this week. That's good enough for me. I'm super grateful. The stock market is tough. You are up against the best and the brightest. Be appreciative of your gains no matter how big or small it is. You may ask, how do you know that 330 break was not a fake breakout? Here's pro tip number 2. Watch to see if the stock keeps making higher lows. That means buyers are flooding into the stock. That's one of the confirmation you can use. There you have it, how I make 25 grand using this simple support and resistance strategy. If you like this type of content, please hit like and subscribe to help me grow this channel. I look forward to sharing more trading tips and trade recaps to help you make more money. They call me Will the Printer. Let's print together. Peace.